Hello everyone, today's topic is European policy in foreign language teaching, and there are two issues I would like to consider is European profile for language teacher education and European portfolio for student teachers of languages. Language teacher education in this context concerns the education of preschool, primary, lower and upper secondary school teachers of language. Preschool and primary school teachers are usually distinguished from lower and upper secondary school teachers in the educational path they follow and in the language and language education training they receive, with the former following a generalist road and the latter receiving specific language teacher training. The objectives of teacher education programs are generally defined in the terms of competence to be obtained in relation to the level of education for which student teachers are being prepared, although these are not generally specified in the terms of language competencies. Students who have acquired such knowledge and understanding will be expected to demonstrate the capacity for reflective practice and self-evaluation, maintaining and enhancing ongoing personal language competence, plurilingual awareness and implementing language diversity, making links with colleagues teaching different languages. Knowledge, skills, and understanding, all of these are competencies. Having completed a higher education program in language teaching, students should have acquired language proficiency in the languages they intend to teach, intercultural awareness and ways of developing experience which involve exchanges and interaction between different cultural perspectives, language teaching methodologies, including state-of-the-art classroom techniques and activities, knowledge and skills in how to apply various assessment procedures, techniques, and ways of recording learners' progress, knowledge of methods of teaching raising awareness of language learning strategies, and understanding of the nature and practice of independent language learning. Teachers need new competencies to meet the new challenges, among which might be acquisition of reflective and research skills to be able to notice and study pupil needs and develop appropriate teaching and learning strategies. Teachers also need to engage in continuing professional development in order to be an effective and reflective practitioner. These might be articulated in a program of study as follows: understanding pupils' learning, understanding the role of theory and practice, critical thinking, understanding the broader educational and social context, understanding causes and consequences, teaching through inquiry. As the European Union continues to deepen and widen, the physical and fiscal barriers are slowly being broken down by increased integration, it's becoming apparent that linguistic barriers need to be tackled more urgently. If Europe's ambitions of free mobility for citizens across the Union is to be achieved, it's evident that language teaching and learning need to form part of this project. At the same time, the construction of European unity depends on respect for cultural diversity, of which language, as a cultural marker, plays a huge part. Following the last round of enlargement in 2004, not only has the population of European Union increased, but so too has the number of languages spoken in it. In enlarged Europe, there are 21 official national languages and over 50 regional and minority languages. In addition to the languages of immigration and trade, the European Union has accordingly launched a number of initiatives to encourage citizens to learn two languages besides their mother tongue and to preserve those languages that are not as widely spoken in the face of English as an emerging lingua franca. In different relation to this, the European Union is also looking at the ways in which the teaching of foreign language can be improved. The profile. The outcome of the second project was a revised profile. It presents 40 key elements of language teacher education courses. It details how courses might be structured, and delivered to give trainee teachers access to essential learning opportunities during initial and in-service teacher education. In particular, it focuses on innovative teacher education practices and ways of promoting cooperation, exchange, mobility among the new generation of Europe language teachers. We will take into consideration the application of the Bologna process and the common European framing scales. Who will use the profile? The profile is a valuable resource for European national institutional policy makers in the field of teacher education. It also addresses teacher educators who want to introduce trainee teachers to some of the European initiatives in language teacher education. The profile is an important frame of reference for its stakeholders, whether they specialize in primary, secondary, or adult learning. It contains information for those qualified teachers and teacher educators involved in a service education, especially in the areas of mentoring, exchanging, and international cooperation. In addition, the profile should be seen as a flexible framework for language training teachers and language teachers themselves, since it deals with independent learning strategies, lifelong learning, and new learning environment. The profile is built on the convention that language teacher education is a lifelong process that should occur both inside and outside of teaching and learning context. The European Profile for Language Teacher Education proposes that foreign language teacher education in the 21st century should include the following elements of initial and in-service education. There is a structure of European Profile for Language Teacher Education. There are a curriculum that integrates academic study and the practical experience of teaching. The flexible and modular delivery of initial and in-service education. An explicit framework for teaching practice. Working with a mentor and understanding the value of mentoring. Experience of an intercultural and multicultural environment. Participation in links with the partners abroad, including visits, exchange of ICT links. A period of work or study in a country or countries where the trained foreign language is spoken as native. The opportunity to observe or participate in teaching in more than one country. A European level evaluation framework for initial and in-service teacher education programs, enabling accreditation and mobility. Continuous improvement of teaching skills as a part of in-service education. Ongoing education for teacher educators. Training for school-based mentors in how to mentor. Close links between trainers who are being educated to teach different languages.